I just realized something. I just realized Doki Doki Literature Club is a free-to-play game that you can find on Steam. That alone qualifies it to be on my new show, Land of the Free. And I don't know if I'm strong enough to go back. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of that humble internet. My name is Ryan, aka the Rhyman, and yeah, I know. It's been a while since I've really done anything with the channel, and I don't want you to worry. To my 2 fans out there, it's not like I'm quitting. I'm not. Sometimes I guess sometimes you need a break, and not even necessarily from your hobby, but just from life itself. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if Doki Doki's really the right fucking game to be trying to bring anyone back into some semblance of normalcy. Is that a fucking word? Do we have a gallery? You know, no. You know what's gonna make me feel better? Fucking over my mental state further. And it's the goddamn perfect duo, the Doublemint twins over here. This is Doki Doki Blue Skies, a mod of Doki Doki Literature Club. My head's all over the place. In case this is your first time here, you didn't start at episode 1 for this mod. The premise is this. Doki Doki Literature Club is evil. It's an evil game. It fucked me. It fucked you. You didn't even play it, but it fucked you. And I'm playing this at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, people made mods. They made a lot of fucking mods for this game. Because I guess they got tired of waiting for the actual sequel to come out. I digress. So Blue Skies is supposed to be you and Monica having a conversation and going, you know what? Let's pretend this is a normal dating simulator visual novel game. Let's roll with it, and we're rolling with it. We're rolling with it. Emmy is here. I don't know why Emmy is here. If you don't know who Emmy is, I'm not going to tell you. Go back. Go back. Roll it back to the 90s even. Go back that far. Go back and you'll find out. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Uh-oh. It's also been like a month since I've done any of my mediocre amateurs voice acting. We're in for a treat. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. No, that's Siori. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Hold on. Move the pop filter. I'm tired of bending over for my microphone because Yuri's very soft-spoken. She talks, I guess, like this in my headcanon because she's a very shy girl. This is a good microphone, by the way. So I don't feel like going like this. So we're over here for now. Don't worry about me. I'm alright. Yuri lets go of the book and closes the cover, handing it back to me. Oh, that's right. We were reading together. My head's all over the place. I'm being plagued by a whole bunch of different thoughts. What kind of thoughts? Well, I don't know if we're ready to go down that rabbit hole. If you want a sneak peek into some of the shit that keeps me up at night, if 2 prostitutes have sex, who pays? Is it whoever comes first? Is that what they mean by competitive sex? Because you know how people say there's casual sex? Oh, I have casual sex with blank. Casual sex implies competitive sex. And if see, you weren't ready. You weren't ready for my head. You weren't ready for the things that plague me every day. We got through a fair bit today, didn't we? Do you mind if I continue a bit further on my own? Or would you prefer I only read it with you? Ryan, you smooth motherfucker. You don't have to limit yourself on my behalf if you want to keep reading. After all, I've already finished this story before. Then I guess I'll continue reading a bit tonight. Then we'll have a bit more to talk about tomorrow. Yes, that's a good idea, Ryan. Is this how people flirt? I'm curious, because I've never been in a flirting thing before. Is this what people do? I always assumed it had something about talking about... Like, you walk up to a girl and you say, if we're being chased by zombies and I get my leg caught in a bear trap, are you confident enough in chopping off my leg and cauterizing the wound so we can continue? Or do you leave me to rot? See, you weren't ready. See, you're still not ready. You're still not ready for the shit that goes on and that haunts my fucking head. I'm not recording at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm off tonight. I'm recording at 4 o'clock in the morning because this shit keeps me awake. Just be sure to let me know how far you get so I can avoid spoilers for you. Alright. I skimmed through the book to find the page we left off on, and I folded slightly to mark it for later. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Oh, that's right, we did that minigame. Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. I've got it right here in my bag. I rifle through some stray papers to pull out the page that I wrote my poem on. Well, I can't help feel a little nervous. I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. This is when Morgan Freeman would come in and say, Natsuki would prove that was a lie. I'm trying to hold what's left of me together, goddammit! And that's when fucking Morgan Freeman came in! It's like, well, Natsuki, prove that was a fucking lie. I can't laugh too loud! Oh my god, I'm tearing. My glasses are fogging. Something in my leg is shaking. That was too good. That was too perfectly timed. I don't know if she'd be unduly harsh, though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. I figure that would be only fair to repay their warm welcome by showing effort in club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Siri, there are people asleep. I have family sleeping. I can't match your fucking level. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori sits on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a neat blank composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from here where I sit. She's going to put us all to shame. And yet I don't think she's a fucking choice. Nasugi and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, I'm gonna go with Yuri. I think that matters, right? Look, if this actually turns out to be a not scary thing, like there's not gonna be a mindfuck, there's gonna be some extra playthroughs with this game to see these other routes, right? Oh my god, it's gonna be Kato Shoujo all over again. Oh my god, that reminds me, fucking god, fuck. This... Valentine's Day's coming up. That's a big day. Oh my god. Oh my god, some of you people who are new don't know the significance of that. Oh my god. Oh, we'll have to cross that bridge one last time when we get to it, but for now... Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I could trust her opinion to be fair. Ellipses. Yuri's eyes seem to sparkle as she reads my poem. My goodness, this is unparalleled. I think that might be a bit much. Forgive me if that didn't sound sincere. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Ooh. Don't sweat it, Yuri. I just wasn't expecting to hear such a compliment from you already. I see. Yuri clears her throat. Well, I just wanted to say, this is truly an impeccable poem. Yuri glances down back at my poem. So, I assume this isn't your first piece, am I correct? No, that's my first fan fiction. Your composition incorporated a lot of beautiful poetic devices and imagery. And oh my god, I just realized. Monica and us are aware that this is the mod going on. Right? I know what's happening. I know why our first poem is so good. Because it's not our first poem. This is technically a sequel. This is after Doki Doki Literature. This is after those events. You gotta remember, Monica was there at the start, and she was like, "Oh, we're back. Okay, we'll do this." This is not our first poem. Our actual first poem was super fucking flawed. But by the end of our poem shit, before Sayori did the Sayori, Yuri was like, "Oh, you come so far. It's so beautiful. I think I gained blood." It's not our first poem. We've had a lot of experience already with... Come here. With this... Focus, focus, focus. There. With this one... guiding us and giving our tips. I'm gonna be frank. If that fucking thing blinked... If this blinked when I did that, I was shooting the computer. You see, you weren't ready for that. You weren't ready for that tangent of shit that goes on in my mind. If a Khajiit and an Argonian fucked, what would the kids look like? But this is kind of my first time doing this sort of thing. You're joking, right? I shake my head. If I ended up writing a good poem, it's totally coincidental, I'm afraid. I see. Well, in that case, I think you've got a wonderful gift. Although, if you'd like, I could offer you some advice for your future poems. Yuri's eyes light up, as though she's been looking forward to this. Please do. I need all the help I can get. I've just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay, but if this is the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, I'll show you in your piece. It's like Yuri is a totally different person once she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident and stands tall, speaking clearly. And again, that's not your fault. I think that once you study poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. It actually gets... The more I do your voice, the more strain it seems to put on my throat. I don't know why. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I want to say... We'll be right back. I need to check something. Okay. I had to go back to my own channel and my own goddamn library because I needed to make sure this wasn't going to be the same poem. And coincidentally, while I was going through that old scene, a few things. One, she had some compliments, of course, of her poem. So, excuse me. So some of those lines seem to be reusing themselves. Well, obviously, our poem here seems to be way better than our first poem there. And I coincidentally also brought up Morgan Freeman lines in that episode, which is now in this episode. So we've come full circle of Morgan fucking Freeman. So I'll read this one for you guys now. Move the pipe. Move the pipe. Move the pipe forward. Tumble. Hail falls down like discarded dust of overused emotions, dragging down blankets made of one, What? Slender string pierces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. Ever so heavy. Ever so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. What? Please. Don't look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. What? Maybe I just don't understand poetry. I was never in a literature club. Ellipses. I'm sorry if my writing's a bit illegible. Once my pen touches the page, I just... That reminds me, I never got my pen back from her. Oh no. I want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seemed to take you a while to read it. That's because I'm retarded. And I can't read. And like 37% of my content on this channel involves a lot of fucking reading. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. But it's really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Is that so? I'm glad you think so. It made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice, or vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since it's the first time we're sharing, I thought it'd be easier to share. That makes sense. Do you mind telling me what it's all about, though? I understood hail. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just wanted to be sure I'm reading it properly. I see. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious. But part of what makes poetry magical is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. While on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines, compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost to the past, and the sense of plaintive longing that comes with it. Huh. It's pretty impressive when you put it that way. Like, sure. You really think so? Sure. That might be a bit much, Ryan. No, I really mean it. I think I could learn something from your poetry, Yuri. Really? Yeah, of course. You know, at first the prospect of sharing my writing was terrifying, but I'm really glad I was able to do it. Hopefully I can write another piece that you'll like, Ryan. Preferably one without the piss stains. At least I think they were piss stains. It might have been sweat. It might have been blood. It might have been someone else's piss. No, because she said it was her scent. Did you cheese on the paper? With my pen? I'll look forward to it, Yuri. How about Nasuki next? Ellipses. This, I'm not even gonna pause this to look at the other video. My video. This I know what she said. This she said fucking word for word. Fuck you! You don't beat around the bush, do you? You beat around this bush. What did I just say?
I'm going to jail!
Why should I? This is just plain bad. Hey! Do I look like a writer? This was my first ever poem. Yeah, it's probably garbage, but I still tried. If you're so confident, let's see the first poem you wrote, huh? Erica? Ellipses. Hard to think about? Ugh, fine. I'm, You're a what? Sorry if you were offended. I'm sorry you were offended when I called you trash to your face. Way to avoid a direct apology. No wonder your father beats you and starves you. Boy howdy, I hope all the viewers of this at least know all the plot needed from Doki Doki Literature Club, cause that line is just out of fucking left field if you didn't. like the one coworker that I have at work. If you just walked in on that conversation, you would have just walked in on me yelling at her, and this is why your husband fucking cheated on you! I should probably give context, but I'm not. Nowhere to go but up, eh? Yeah, sure, whatever. Just read my poem. Knowing you, you'll probably hate it. Sometimes. Some folks are winners. Some only lose. Some are go-getters. Some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? I'm about to destroy this girl's world. Told you you'd hate it. Actually, I liked it. Nani? Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No. It has nothing to do with you being a girl. I generally like the poem. I like how it stops rhyming at the end because it even fucking says at the end, fuck it! Really? Yeah, it's simple. And it's pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague. But they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid, baka. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last couple seem more powerful. Yes! That's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Huh. Didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did ya? For the sake of the FBI department and the ATF department and Homeland and the CIA, the Canadian Mounties, Federale, JSG-9 KGB Spetsnaz, please gonna have to fucking specify the actual age to make up for a line that might have been said. Yeah, guess not. Okay. So Putin's gonna be knocking on my door. Let's go see Ori! I want to get the poem shit done, because I'm not gonna have you people sit through a continuation of the same side of poems, because we're gonna have more poems we're gonna have to go through. Ellipses! You said this is your first poem, right? Yeah. Why? It impressed me! Siori, I could have probably... Give me something to fucking... I have nothing to... I probably could have just like shown you a picture of a fucking paperclip and it would have impressed you. That's what I'm trying to get at. Especially for your first poem. Maybe this really is the place for you. Ah, come on, it's not that good. I mean, it's not like I'm used to writing poems or anything. But thanks, I guess. Don't be so hard on yourself, Ryan. Everyone has to start from somewhere. You're already off to a good start. Anyway, I guess I can show you mine. I can't even blame the internet. I killed my own innocence long ago. I showed her mine. Now she's gonna show me hers. Don't expect too much, though. I'm not very good at this. Only one way to find out. This is the same one. This one I'm convinced. I actually think this is the same one from the actual story, from the actual first poem. I'm convinced. Because, you wanna know why? Come here again. Focus, 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 focus. Because I remember that line! I want breakfast! But, by the way, Shiori gets a point for being into breakfast. I love breakfast. If you don't love breakfast in any and all of its shapes and forms, I don't need your negativity in my life. I look like a ghost, all the light coming off my monitor, because I'm already a white-ass motherfucker, right? See, you weren't ready for that. My management can never see my videos. I will be out of a job so fast. Well, what did you think? I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced with poetry, especially feedback for poetry. It's really... you. What's that supposed to mean? She looks so genuinely confused. As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. It made me feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect. So my bar's down here. So yours was up here. This is my first time reading your poetry. But the way this was written, I don't know, it feels really wholesome and cheery. Like you are. I also really like that last line. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating when I wrote. Sayori stopped speaking immediately, as if she accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote the poem this morning? That ain't nothing. Back when I was in creative writing in college, both courses 1 and 2, I did all of my work. Some of it was people regarded as one of the higher shit in the class. I wrote literally the day it was due. My best one? 5 minutes before class. Huh? No. So in other words, I don't give a... Who gives a fuck when it was written? Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Well, at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast? Well, I suppose if it sounds silly but works, then it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. Anyways, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Fuck it. Longer episode. Fuck it. Oh, we're about to... Hi, Monica. Hi, Monica. I hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yes. Definitely. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. I doubt that I'll ever have anything to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions from the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright. I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's going to be a bit intimidating to try and criticize Monica, of all people. I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. Nasuke definitely would. Now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? How does your skirt fly up like that when you basically you're just standing still? You did the simplest of motions. Is that a thing that happens? I don't wear even I don't even wear a kilt, so like I don't know. You shouldn't be thinking like that, Ryan. You mean what Ryan is thinking or what me is thinking? I don't know anymore. Yeah, I was just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Ryan. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Are we really having this conversation? It's just us. You know. I know. They know. Except that one guy, he doesn't know, but he's about to. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't worry, though. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing you get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. I hand my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. Mm-hmm. 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 Good work, Ryan. Really? You can lay the brutal truth on me if you want. You don't have to be so harsh on yourself. This is your first time writing poetry, isn't it? That it is. It usually takes a while for people to become completely comfortable with their writing. And even then, they're constantly evolving their style and changing things up. I guess that's true. Either way, you shouldn't have high expectations for me. If you don't, my poems will seem better when I actually put in some effort anyway. I muttered that line half jokingly to myself, but it seems like Monica's still, picked up on it. Ryan? That's not very fair. More importantly, though, you should have more faith in yourself. I feel like you're about to sit me down for an actual intervention, and I don't know if I can do that right now. Not from this. Sorry. Anyway, about your poem, the subject was deeper than I expected out of you. You just don't understand the troubled genius of my angst-ridden mind. That might have been so. I guess we have two troubled and angsty geniuses in this club, then. You're talking about Yuri, right? Mm-hmm. You run in a style very similar to Yuri's. Her writing is full of imagery and symbolism, while Shiori and Natsuke like to use simple and direct words to communicate their messages. Yuri likes to use complex diction and syntax to allow readers to derive their own meanings out of it. In other words, her vocabulary and sentence structure are usually quite involved. She's smart. We dumb. We bang rocks. Huh. Yeah, that sounds like her, alright. Mm-hmm. It might be a bit tough to understand her writing at first. But what seems actually, it has very deep meanings behind it. Yeah, the themes of Yuri's poem were definitely hard to even figure out. She sounds like she's so a person an English teacher would love. Don't worry, Ryan. If you just give her writing a few read-throughs, I'm sure you'll find that they're far from incomprehensible. Oh, sure, I can go through incomprehensible just fine, but I can't go ugh. So you say. Are you sure that my writing is similar to hers? My boy Linus is playing Dead Frontier. I think that's an understatement to say that I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Did Monica just turn around and use you do you, I'ma do me, you do you? Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I set on my own style. And it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things in the best way to find the kind of style that suits you, after all. Anyway, When you talk to everyone about it, naturally they're a bit more biased towards their own kinds of styles. After all, I know I am. Speaking of which, we need to read your poem so we can wrap this the fuck up. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for any help at any time. I try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Always on duty as club president, eh? Well, let's get to reading then. Okay, I don't know if this was from the same thing before, but anyway. The box. I see. But I don't believe. A lone fingerprint. Glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? A pound on the glass. My prison! Why? Why me? Why are we here? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down like heavy rain. It's all a farce. My heart's on display. My life's but a script, just playing away. The world out there seems so bright, so free. So many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now that it was never a choice. I was stuck in this box. And she's describing herself in a fucking video game. She is still the sentient Monica we always know. She's describing her. I get it. I understand. I don't want to shake my computer monitor, like, shake Monica all over around. It's just like, I understand, you weird woman. So what do you think? I understand, you weird woman! I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. I kinda do. I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know. Well, when you put it like that, I don't know, I'd say your poem's kind of abstract? Very vague, at least. Like, I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I feel what the speaker's feeling. I feel it too! Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Really? I do like my metaphors. Well, you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a poem without metaphor, actually. Yeah, it's pretty well covered in English class, at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words, describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. I guess it kind of opens it up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly! It's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in the work of art. Yes, the poem is made of poem. What was your original intent, then? I think it'd be more fun if you try to figure it out yourself. Monica, they're not in earshot. We know. That just makes me more curious now. My character, he knows. And he's being a dick about it. Maybe I'll tell you one day. There's the line. I have been legit waiting for that line. The last time I've legitimately heard that line was probably back in... Oh god, if it wasn't 2017, it was sometime in 2018 when I was playing this game. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is just force yourself to get something down on paper, and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and write whatever's in your heart. Probably for the sake of a lot of people, I shouldn't do that. Easier said than done. I get what she's trying to say, though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. Yeah, that was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write something right to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, all the girls at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting away. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, They're about to have the fight. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know. Huh. It was hard for me to understand at least, but then again, I know I'm a retard. Ellipses. I just want to make sure you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you look deeper into it. I enjoy it plenty already. Anyway, you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is... cute. Cute? Didn't you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? I'm gonna have to leave it off from there, because I know where this one is going! And it ain't going to the happy farm, I can tell you that one. What were my controls again? There were my controls again. Okay. Double checking that. Yes, I know, a bit longer episode than what some people probably would even bother sitting through, but they got through the initial poem stuff. I want to say, hopefully, we're going to start... We've shifted through a lot of the stuff that we've been through already, right? We're experienced with this. From the original go-through of Doki Doki Literature Club. I think next time we should definitely start getting new stuff. If not, then I'll make the prediction that we're going to start getting some actual original content around the festival. There should be the festival. I want to say there's going to be a festival. Anyway, if at any point something made you chuckle even a little bit, do me a favor. Leave a like. Subscribe so you always stay up to date when this shit goes down, when the new content comes out. It's gonna sound weird, but comment below. Stuff like that fucks around with YouTube's algorithm, and when people like and comment, it starts recommending it to other people to start viewing. It can help the channel grow. But in the meantime, until whenever the next episode comes out, just stay awesome out there, everyone. Adios.